Here we go. Go.
Now, Louisiana's best newscast in high definition. This is KNOE 8 News.
Here.
One of Monroe Mayor Jamie Mayo's next big projects for the city comes to a halt, coming up while a local newspaper is being blamed for playing a big role in the delay.
Plus, Monroe police still need your help solving an armed robbery and an attack on an auto shop owner. Your tips could get you some cash.
Right now, from your breaking news and weather authority, this is KNOE 8 News at 6.
Zoom go.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Boyle.
And I'm Jenna Browder. Right at the top of your No Wait weather, meteorologist Dylan Cooper is at the home.
A little bit of excitement here at the station. We actually had a shower just pass through. Things just starting to let up outside. We'll show you that here in just a moment. Temperature-wise, we have cooled off about 4 degrees here in the Twin Cities, but most locations still in the lower to mid-90s at this hour. And there's Doppler rate live radar showing a few spotty showers here in Ouachita Parish. Most other locations are relatively dry, but we have seen a bit of heavier activity off to our south. Overnight tonight, 70 degrees. It will be on the muggy side, and those winds will be light and northerly. We'll talk about the weekend forecast and what we can expect temperature-wise for next week coming up in just a bit.
Well, a crucial city project that we've been following for months now comes to a halt.
And as our Hillary Hunt explains, the Monroe City Council's decision to change its official newspaper is being blamed.
Hurricane Katrina evacuees sought shelter in Monroe Civic Center, a designated shelter. As an emergency shelter, the city received a $1.7 million grant to install new generators. But that project is at a standstill. Manager Charles Thomas says they only got one proposal and must have more. He says the job was not advertised in a large enough newspaper.
They probably would have been here this week, going through the building, looking at all the wire and everything like that, and had the project going.
Thomas says that it's the 7 generators like these that power the Civic Center during times of an emergency.
The city must place ads and public notices in an official newspaper. Recently, City Council switched from the Daily News Star to the weekly Monroe Free Press. Now the mayor says taxpayers' dollars must be spent to re-advertise in other papers. And it's just another reason the newspaper switch was a bad idea.
Had some challenges in terms of trying to conduct business, and this is an example of what happens because of the size of this circulation.
Thomas says the generator project is 6 weeks behind, but city council members we spoke with say the incident will have no bearing on their choice to go with the Monroe Free Press as the official newspaper of record. In Monroe, Hillary Hunt, KNOE 8 News.
The Homeland Security grant for the generators was good for 1 year. As a result of the delays, the city had to ask for an extension to complete the project.
The Ouachita Parish Police jury meeting with construction companies to accept bids for road construction. It's to fix 1.8-mile stretch of Harmon Johnson Road on Highway 165 South, a couple of miles past Richwood.
Our Nolan Crane spoke with homeowners who have waited more than a decade to get this road fixed. And as he reports, it's a road where crashes are all too common.
Deborah Knight is just one homeowner whose house is in front of Harmon Johnson Road, where the road is not only rough, it's also dangerous.
A new pothole or something will show up, you know, where you don't expect it, you hit it, your head's hitting the roof of the car. It's kind of sad. If it rains, you're all over the place.
The condition of this road doesn't only take a toll on your body when you're driving.
We bounce down the road all the time. It breaks your shocks up. It's rough on the car.
Knight and her neighbors have written and signed petitions to the Ouachita Parish Police Jury for more than a decade in hopes of getting the road fixed. Money is tight for the police jury, so they've agreed to fix the bumpy Harmon Johnson Road one section at a time.
I'm glad they're redoing it because I don't like driving on it, and I don't like my wife driving on it.
The cries for help have finally been heard, but the 1,000 people who travel this road every day won't get everything they want.
Harmon Johnson Road is pretty narrow and the ditches are deep, and that creates a lot of problems for the homeowners. But that's also a problem that won't be able to be fixed anytime soon.
We still have limited shoulders. We still have these deep ditches. That is still going to be the problem there.
The police jury has reduced the speed limit from 50 miles per hour to what it is now, 35. But Deborah is now grateful that a more permanent and safe solution will be taking place as the police jury reconstructs the first 1.8-mile stretch of the road. In Ouachita Parish, Nolan Crane, KNOE 8 News.
The Ouachita Parish Police Jury has received 3 bids to work on Harmon Johnson Road. We asked what the expected price tag will be, but jurors couldn't say. Right now they're reviewing all of the information and will announce the winning bid Tuesday, September 3rd, during their next police jury meeting. Meantime, a guard at the Lincoln Parish Detention Center is in jail tonight, facing accusations of prisoner abuse. The sheriff's office says 58-year-old Danny Hinshaw of Farmerville used excessive force on an inmate during a disturbance at the jail. Hinshaw resigned from the Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Office and turned himself in yesterday. If convicted, he could face up to 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine.
An update and a correction here on a story we first reported yesterday evening.
Officials from Attorney General Buddy Caldwell's office say he is expected to be released from the hospital today. A spokesperson for Caldwell says the Attorney General received minor injuries in the accident Wednesday morning and was taken to Madison Parish Hospital for treatment. KNOE wrongly reported Wednesday in our 5 o'clock newscast that alcohol was a factor, but state police confirmed that it was not a factor in the accident.
Of course, we sincerely apologize and regret this error. According to the Madison Parish Sheriff's Office and Louisiana State Police, no other cars were involved in this accident. Monroe police are still looking for 2 men they say robbed and pistol whipped a business owner earlier this week. It happened Monday afternoon at an auto shop on Washington Street near North 21st Street. Now, police say the 2 men robbed the business owner at gunpoint before attacking him. It isn't clear just how badly the owner was hurt. The 2 men were thought to be driving a maroon Nissan Altima with Mississippi license plate. And of course, anybody with any information that leads to an arrest and a conviction could receive an award of up to $2,000.
If you have information about who may have committed this offense, please call the Monroe Police Department at 329-2600, Crime Stoppers 388-2274. You can visit us on the web at www.crimestoppertips.com. You can go to Facebook. Remember, your tips remain completely confidential.
In our latest KNOE 8 News investigation, we're taking a look at 2 West Monroe police officers who are under the microscope after 2 local business owners say they were too violent and crossed the line during a dispute this past May. Now, this is surveillance video we've obtained from Interstate Battery in West Monroe. The store is owned by Don and Sherry Harger, who both claim that during a contractual dispute over a car battery with All Tune and Lube, West Monroe police stepped in and made an illegal arrest of Mr. Harger. Additionally, Harger claims that, as you see here, police, he says, were too violent in trying to solve the dispute. Tonight at 10, we'll show you all the video that night taken from the store's surveillance system and let you decide for yourself if police went too far getting involved in a civil matter. After more than a decade in cramped quarters, relief is on the way for some city workers in Tensas Parish.
Coming up, the building parish employees are currently working in and where they'll soon be moving.
Plus, Dylan Cooper's in with your Weather Authority forecast as we have spotty rain headed through the area.